Okay, it's, you know, gotta do what I gotta do. One minute. Did Patricia say she was gonna be here?
I haven't heard from her. I talked to her yesterday and reminded her, but I haven't talked to her today.
She just might be running late. That happens.
Okay, let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, call the meeting to order, get in a roll call, please.
Trustee Wakely? Here. Trustee Carranza? Trustee Lacewell? Here. President Bank?
Here.
Trustee Agee? Here. Trustee Wolford? Here. Trustee Pennell?
Here.
Tom Green?
Okay, could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, I have a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
This is the committee meeting on February 13th. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, and go back a minute, Patricia just showed up. So she's
Sorry.
here.
That's all
Okay,
right.
so we have a full house. Okay, next is the bills. I'll go over the bills real quick. We have testing contracts, 3958.33 and 3958.34. Then we have water testing for $17, water testing $17, sewer testing $146, sewer testing $146, sewer testing $146, water testing $200, Visconti Computers $126, Johnson Tractor $122.99, Locust $3,300, that's our yearly support agreement with them. Casey's $48.95, Frontier $282.09, Frontier $668.14, Ace Hardware $27.99, Barrick Switzer $49.17.50 and $87.50, and USA Blue Book $284.08. That's a total of $18,454.81, of which $95.82.06 will come out of the general fund, and $88.72.75 will come out of water and sewer. Is there any questions, comments, etc.? Can I have a roll call to, can I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Wakely?
Aye.
Trustee Carranza?
Aye.
Trustee Lacewell?
Aye.
President Bank?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Wolford?
Aye.
Trustee Pennell?
Okay. Next on the agenda, the Stumble Inn has a new owner, so we have a business license and a liquor
Are
application.
we jumping all the other stuff?
Oh, I'm sorry, public comments. I forgot all about public comments. Are there any public comments? Okay, moving on then to the Stumble Inn. I always forget that
Well,
one.
I just wanted to
Not like I don't wanna- It's not like I don't want to talk to anybody.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'm not used to having anybody here. Okay, the Stumble has a new owner, and they're here tonight, okay? So I'll give them the opportunity to get up and introduce yourself and whatever else you want to say. And if there's any questions from anybody?
I'm Björn Nebergall. This is my business partner, Eric Frame. Just looking to, obviously, take the building from Terry and keep the business pretty much the same as it is, which is to be a pillar in the community, in my opinion. So I run the men's softball league in town too on Friday nights. So
Okay.
been around that for a long time, and just trying to move forward and keep serving good food.
I'm Eric. I own the Hub Lounge in Harvard. Been there for like 12 years. Beard's a great employee for me, and just decided to go together on this and just
Okay.
make it work.
All right, so this is how this works. We can approve your business license in 2 weeks, because this is just a committee meeting. We have a business meeting in 2 weeks, which is when we'll approve it. So then we'll all vote on it. The liquor license, you'll have to give us a copy of your DRAM
He did.
insurance.
He did, he emailed it to me.
We have it?
Yep.
Oh, okay, then, as long as we have your DRAM shop insurance, then we should be able to approve both of those in 2 weeks, okay? Anybody got a comment or anything?
Get the sign fixed.
Okay, yeah, so that's what we'll do, so in 2 weeks, we'll put it up for a vote for you. I'm pretty confident we won't have any issues with that, okay? All right.
I already talked about the sign with Terry.
All right, next, we have.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet all of you.
Okay,
Here.
we have an item from the current owner. What he wants to do is, he wants to set up like a tent over at the Lions Club for the purpose of selling alcohol to raise money for scholarships, okay?
Scholarship.
Attached to your item here is a, kind of an obituary, if you will, of a gentleman that died recently, named Scott Clicko. He died at 48, and I read this, and I guess he was a pretty influential, pretty good athlete at the high school here, set all kinds of records, and I mean, he went to state championships, and he was probably the best athlete that Boone County's ever had. So, they're gonna set up some scholarships in his name, to hand out just once, or,
No, we're gonna do this.
so you're gonna try to perpetuate
Our goal
this?
is to do this. He passed away in November.
Okay.
And we would like to turn this into a foundation so we can do other things like donate to different, like the Heart Association and stuff like this. But when he passed in November, we didn't have enough time to establish the foundation with all the government paperwork. So that is definitely my sister and
Okay.
our goal.
All right, so what they're asking us to do is waive, when you have like a special event for alcohol, we have I think it's a Class D license, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a one-day permit for $200, which would greatly eat into whatever they're gonna try to raise for this. The Lions Club has a liquor license, and the Lions Club has dram shop insurance. So what they would like to be able to do is have us waive the $200 and have them lean on the Lions Club, since it's gonna be on Lions Club property. Tom, I want to know if that's legal.
You can do that. You can
Okay.
waive the fee,
All right.
especially if you're on the premises of a licensed, liquor license holder.
Okay,
So it's just, if you want to waive the fee, you can waive the fee.
And it's okay with the Lions Club. And you said you're doing it though more than one time?
Well,
Year after
year after year, we
Okay.
like.
It's not like every weekend you're gonna have
Oh,
to.
no.
is there something,
No.
is there something that we can set up so we don't have to do this every year to make it in whatever that word is,
Yeah.
perpetuality?
Perpetual?
Yeah.
Well, let me look at that.
Okay,
Let me look and see.
all right. I mean, if it's gonna be a long-term
It's
thing,
only every year, that doesn't seem too hard to just come back once a year.
Once a year.
well, yeah, okay,
But I'll look at it.
all right, okay,
This will definitely only be the only one this year.
okay.
So,
So are you gonna be serving like beer and alcohol, or?
when I spoke with Terry, but I don't know if
Yeah,
this
we'll
has
have to meet with
changed
you.
now.
Yeah.
It was just beer.
Just beer?
Beer,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Is the Lions Club you gonna have like entertainment or anything? or-
We have two bands.
Oh.
We have Pulled Pork by Gary Johnson here in town.
Okay, all right.
And just, everybody is welcome. We have so many donations, it's just unbelievable.
Okay.
That's good.
So I hope we have plenty of stuff for the kids to do as well. So we want people to bring the kids and make a day out of it.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you very much.
And what day is it again, just so I can make sure I read
The-
it.
April 27th.
Yeah.
That's at the bottom.
Yeah, so we'll have
Oh,
this.
3 to 10, I see it,
We
okay.
we can approve this, what do we want to do, a resolution on this, Tom? Or just approve it verbally, or?
You could probably just do it by motion. You might
Okay.
want to do it by resolution though, and
Well,
have a document.
I'll make a motion if that's what.
No, I'm not gonna do it tonight,
That's
2 weeks, I just want to know if we have to have anything.
We can vote today, but-
No, we can't vote today, we have to do it.
No,
before-
I just want to know if we needed anything, we should have it ready for the next
the
meeting,
next one,
that's all. But
okay.
if we don't, that's fine, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we'll take care of you in 2 weeks, okay?
Thank you.
All right, cool, all right. Next on here is a name change. You know the gentleman that wants to sell his honey and stuff over on the corner?
Yes.
I guess he bought that property.
Right there.
Oh, that's you? Okay, I guess you found out that somebody already had your business name, huh?
Well, that's true.
Okay.
I thought Tanglewood Farm was, but there's like 28 uses of Tanglewood in a business, and then there's a Tanglewood Farm in Ingleside, Illinois.
Oh,
So, to register with the state, we did a little soul searching amongst acquaintances and came up with Fox Thorn Acres Farm.
cool, all right.
My wife's maiden name is Fox, I'm Hawthorne, so it's Fox Thorn Acres Farm.
Okay, and all we're doing here is just gonna change the name on the business license that we already approved for this.
Correct.
Okay. So I just wanna make you aware of the fact that that's gonna happen. I don't think I need to have a vote on that or anything. We're just gonna approve it, so you're okay to go.
I have couple of questions, but maybe it's really just one. I want to find out where the ordinances or the overriding rules of having that lot, how do I go about like grading it? Let's say I want to have that lot graded.
Okay,
If I want to have a private party on that lot, what has to happen?
well, okay, all right. All our ordinances are listed on our website,
And they cover vacant.
and they cover everything, including all the codes, the original codes that are there, and then all the ordinances that we have written, at least since I've been in office, are all on that website by code. So if you were looking up like public safety, and it was chapter 3, just to say the argument, under chapter 3 will be a list of all the ordinances, and you can click on them and see what they say. Okay? So it would come under, special events or whatever it is that you want to do.
And
Under,
landscaping, if I want to landscape over there, is there somebody who has to approve what we're planning?
Depends on what you have to do.
the zone, you would give us a plan, it would go to the zoning committee, okay? And we're the zoning committee, so, that would be, but I don't see whether it would be a problem unless,
I'm thinking of a.
You're gonna plant poison ivy or
corner
something, so.
With railroad ties. to
Yeah.
build it up, kind of.
okay. Yeah, I don't think there'll be such a big issue on that, okay?
Okay.
But yes, all the ordinances are on there, and if you're having a problem navigating that stuff, let us know, we'll give you a hand with it,
Okay,
okay?
thank you.
You're welcome. Next is the PTO donation for Capron Elementary. For those of you out there in streaming land, it says, "Dear community friend, Capron Elementary School Fun Fair is scheduled for Saturday, April 13th, 2024. This is our annual event where students play games and win prizes and build happy memories. During the fun fair, we sponsor a silent auction and raffle to help raise additional funds for our numerous programs. Capron Elementary School serves a small community with about 250 students in grades pre-K to 4th. At this time, we are seeking donations for our silent auction and raffle. If you would like to donate an item or service or make a monetary donation, we would greatly appreciate it. All proceeds will help fund special programs like educational assemblies and for equipment and supplies for the school that fall outside the regular school budget. As a community member, we hope you can help us make this year's fun fair auction a great success. Please feel free to contact Courtney Scher at blah, 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 if you should have any questions. We can pick up any donations in person, or they can be sent to the school address before April 1st. If you are making a monetary donation, you can make your check payable to Capron Elementary PTO. So basically, I would like you guys to think about if you want to do this and then how much you want to do this for. And we'll discuss this in 2 weeks and make a decision.
Did we do a donation last year?
I think we did.
Do we know how much?
I think it was $50.
I think it was $50. Okay. Okay, next on the agenda is ordinance 24-3. And this is how we're going to adopt the rules and regulations for this inner city bus connection stuff. What we voted on last week, the last meeting, was an ordinance to give me or the president authority to declare an emergency in case of an emergency, like if we have a tornado, or we have a tanker truck explode going down 173 or something on that magnitude, all right? And then you were given a copy of a draft declaration that happened to deal with migrants. This doesn't do that. What this does is this sets up the rules and regulations that somebody who wishes to drop migrants off in Capron has to follow, and what happens if they don't, okay? So I'm not gonna read, I know our streaming was kind of screwed up the last time we went through this. So I'm gonna go, for the sake of the people that didn't get to go through this with me, I'm gonna go through it now. I'm not gonna read the ordinance, because all the ordinance really does is just say that they're gonna hold a group of bus owner or the drivers in contempt, if you will, if they don't follow the rules and regulations that are adopted. So,
If I might, Mr. President, and we'll clean the ordinance up, because when this was written, it was January, and we were specifically referencing some kind of weather and so forth. We'll just take those out and make it just generic.
yeah, we're just gonna make it generic, so this counts. So I'm just gonna read the rules and regulations. It's Exhibit A, titled Rules and Regulations of the Village of Capron regarding unscheduled intercity buses. Definitions. For the purpose of these rules and regulations, these definitions shall apply. A, application means a form that the Village of Capron, village president and clerk makes available for receiving and reviewing proposed intercity bus operations. B, approval means written notice that the village president has received, reviewed, and determined that an application satisfies the requirements of the village and the policy. C, sheriff means the Boone County Sheriff. D, policy means that written policy which was promulgated by the village president as set forth in executive order, whatever that executive order is going to be if we have to declare one. Regularly scheduled service means intercity bus service that operates trips on a predictable and recurring basis following a schedule that is published in advance and available to the general public and provides service in exchange for paying a fare. Unscheduled intercity bus means any bus used for the transportation of persons between the village of Capron and locations outside of the greater Belvedere, Rockford, Loves Park, and Boone and Winnebago County area that is not operating pursuant to the authorization of the village president, authorization via 1, an approved letter of permission, or 2, an approved schedule and or approved pickup drop-off zone as of the effective date of the policy. And C, village means the village of Capron, Illinois. H, operator means and applies to the bus driver operating the bus and the bus company or person that owns the bus. 2, notice and application required. The operator of any unscheduled intercity bus must make application for an approval to arrive, load, unload passengers in the village on the appropriate form made available by the village president. All applications for unscheduled intercity bus service must be received by the village president or clerk a minimum of 5 full business days prior to the requested date of the arrival in the application. All applications shall include the proposed passenger list, and the operator shall be required to perform background checks on each passenger over the age of 18 and shall provide copies of same to the village president or clerk as part of the application. Each application for an unscheduled intercity bus drop-off must include an order authorizing drop-off executed by the head of the public body originating the transfer of such passengers. 3, processing and approval of applications. Applications for unscheduled intercity buses will be reviewed on a first-come, first-served basis. No more than 1 application, regardless of operator, shall be approved by the village president or clerk for a given date, time, and location. Days and hours of operation. Unscheduled intercity buses shall load, unload passengers within the village only between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and not at any time on Saturdays, Sundays, or designated village holidays. Passenger pickup, drop-off locations. Unscheduled intercity buses shall only load, unload passengers at locations designated by the village president or clerk, which shall be listed in the approved application. Punctuality. For any given approval, unscheduled intercity buses must arrive no sooner than and no later than 30 minutes after the approved arrival time. Otherwise, the application will be considered invalidated. Any loading, unloading of passengers outside the scheduled window shall result in a $750 fine per passenger to the operator. Proof of application and approval. Operators of unscheduled intercity buses must carry a physical or electronic copy of an approved application and present it for inspection at the place of loading, unloading upon request by any employee or designee of the village. Penalty. Any operator of an unscheduled intercity bus that attempts to or does in fact load, unload passengers without an approved application shall be subject to a $750 fine per passenger upon the intercity bus operator. Towing and pounding. In addition to any fees or fines set forth in the policy, any unscheduled intercity bus used in violation of executive order or ordinance and the policy set forth therein shall be subject to immediate seizure and impoundment. The owner of record of said bus shall be liable for any and all towing, storage, and administrative fees associated with the towing and storage of the bus. The owner of record shall also be subjected to an administrative policy of $5,000 US. Whenever a police officer with supervisory authority and who is present at the time of an alleged violation of the policy set forth in executive order or ordinance has probable cause to believe that an intercity bus is subject to seizure and impoundment pursuant to these rules and regulations, the police officer shall provide for the towing of the bus to an authorized towing facility. Before or at the time the bus is towed, the police officer shall notify any person identifying themselves as the owner of the bus at the time of the alleged violation or the person who was found to be in control of the bus at the time of the alleged violation, if there is such a person, of the fact of the seizure and of the bus owner's right to request a vehicle impoundment hearing to be conducted by the village of Capron by serving such persons with a copy of the citation. Criminal charges. The village president is hereby authorized to pursue criminal charges against any unscheduled intercity bus operator, unscheduled intercity bus driver, or third-party employee who are charged with the oversight of passengers when such individuals attempt to or does discharge passengers where such actions endanger the health, safety, or welfare of passengers. The village president shall consider the following whether to pursue criminal charges: the location of the discharge or attempted discharge of passengers, extreme weather conditions including temperatures below freezing, snowfall, severe rain, or other inclement weather which poses a risk to passengers, where any of the passengers are minors, and the time of day and access to shelter of transportation for passengers. Civil remedies. The village attorney or the village attorney's designee is hereby authorized to pursue any and all civil remedies against intercity bus operators that fail to or refuse to comply with the policy of these rules and regulations. Such civil remedies include but are not limited to injunctive reliefs, declaratory judgments, and debt collection actions. And after that is the application, and that's it. So this is not a permit to drop off people in Capron. What we're hoping to do, and there is no guarantee that you're going to eliminate, that this is never ever going to happen actually, but we're hoping that this at least lowers the odds that it could happen. And, you know, the driver of the bus is automatically going to be charged $750 per person at the scene of the crime. Hopefully that deters them from coming here and doing that. So, like Tom said, he's gonna clean this up a little bit as far as inclement weather and things like that. And then I would like to have a vote on this in 2 weeks at our next meeting, okay? So think it over. I know, you know, that the odds are not high that it'll happen here, but they're not zero either. So that's what I'm concerned about, okay? Any comments, any questions, anybody? Okay, Next is ordinance 24-4. Every year, I go through and try to balance the budget, if you will, okay? So what we do is take a look at the financial reports that we get from our accounting firm. And when I get to this time of the year and I've been able to look at the first 3 quarters of the year and see where we're at as far as our spending and income goes, and try to make adjustments to reconcile the appropriations bill that we passed last April. So everything in here is pretty much highlighted that we changed. And I'd be happy to tell you that the original appropriation calls for a $196,000 deficit. And we have closed that down to $66,000 deficit. And it's really not a deficit. The money's still there, it's just, we have to put so much money into this short-lived asset fund. That's $35,000. We have to put $8,000 into the loan default fund for the USDA, so that takes it up to $43,000. And we put $25,000 in the water main replacement fund, so that brings it up to $68,000. So we actually have that money, it's just allocated, okay? So, this is what I want to pass at the next meeting, and get it down to the county clerk and have it filed so we can get on with it. And then what I will do after that is when we get to February, which we should be getting any day now, then I'll work on the budget for the next fiscal year, 2025. And I'll have that ready for you guys in April. Okay? All right. Next is the house on 3rd Street. We went over this and the fact that we're gonna have to probably take this house down. What I'm giving you is a packet. Tom was nice enough to get this packet. This is what they do in McChesney Park, okay? To condemn a house and eventually get it torn down. So there's things like letters that get sent, and we're gonna have to do like a deed search to see if there's a mortgage on it, or who owns it, or whatever there has to be done to it. So there's a few things that we're gonna have to do, and I just want you all to have this. In fact, there's pictures in here, there's Craig's report, so I just wanna let you know that we're gonna continue on this effort. And I just want to keep you all updated, so you all know what we got to do. And as we get things done, I'll let you know. And if we do get any correspondence from the owner, I'll let you know that, okay? I want to please to let you know that the old gas station has been repaired, boarded up and everything. The owner here is taking care of it like he said he would.
A lot better.
Okay, so that's that. With that, I don't have anything else to discuss tonight, so does anybody have anything I left out? Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, Tyra.
Could you clarify the numeric address on that house on 3rd Street?
It's right on the corner,
3rd and what?
3rd and Ogden,
Okay, thank
okay?
you.
It's 200, actually, it's 203rd Street.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Just to let you know, we looked at it, I had Craig come out, our building inspector. It's down to the studs, and there's no water, there's no gas, but there is power. And there's an operating microwave.
Paying the electric bill.
I don't know, but there's a microwave, and we know who the owner, we've sent him stuff. But there's also a lot of empty alcohol bottles in there, and a Smoky Joe with a bag of charcoal, and the problem is, the wiring in that house is tube and knob and tube, and it's not the most safe stuff in the world, and it's a fire waiting to happen. So Craig wrote us a report, and he recommends it come down, so we're gonna take the necessary steps to make sure. Yeah, it's in pretty deplorable condition, and it's not secure, so we're gonna have to do something. Okay? Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Don't make a motion.
I'll
Second?
it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, folks.